Long Island is home to some of the most well-known and influential fashion icons, from Michael Kors to Kenneth Cole to Donna Karan, and even the lesser-known Mary Louise Booth, who founded the illustrious and renowned Harper's Bazaar magazine. It's no secret that Long Island is the home and the birthplace to some of the most influential leaders in fashion, design, and beauty. You know, Long Island has some of the most extraordinary people that I have met, and my family included. And living on Long Island all my life, I was inspired to share what makes Long Island so special. What makes Long Island so special? So how long is Long Island?
Relax.
The people. Hey, and welcome to a little new spinoff with the same big Joneses feel. I'm Verdell Jones, and this is Kicking It with Long Island's Finest, a place where we laugh, chat, and share, and get to know some of the most inspiring people from my favorite place on earth, a place that I get to call home. So welcome. Let's get started. So, today's guest this week, she's no stranger to being an influence and trendsetter in the beauty and fashion industry. She was the first Black woman to be on an NBC soap opera. Over the years, Vera has built one of the most progressive and prestigious cosmetics and skincare lines for the global market. Her products have even been used on shows like The Wendy Williams Show, Saturday Night Live, The Guru, and NBC News, and many, many more. Hailing from none other than Long Island, please welcome the beautiful, the gorgeous, and the ever so stunning Miss Vera Moore.
Thank you so much. I am absolutely delighted to be here. You know, this is an honor and a pleasure, and thank you for asking me.
Thank you. Truly a legend.
Look, don't be dating me now.
No, okay.
Who said legend? How? Okay, all right. I got.
You're such an inspiration. I mean, such a fabulous person and businesswoman. Just. I'm in awe of the things that you've been able to accomplish, and it's really inspiring. So thank you so much for being at our table.
Yeah, this is fun. Are you kidding me? Wouldn't miss it.
So where did you grow up, and what was your childhood like?
Well, I grew up in Queens, Corona, Queens, and a family of 7.
Oh, wow.
Big family.
I know.
Big family. They had big family. Now
Yes.
we just have 1.5 kids
Right.
and a dog. But no, 5 brothers and a sister.
Okay.
And my mom and dad. We had a wonderful family. We were a poor family, but we were rich in other things.
I understand that totally.
My mother had a 3rd grade education.
Wow.
She was a domestic worker. My father was a porter. He didn't know how to read. He learned how to read from the Bible, but they had a lot of wisdom.
Yeah. That is awesome.
And that's where I got my mindset
That's
from.
right, absolutely.
Yeah, that's where the mindset came.
So you've been on Long Island for a number of years. So
Yeah.
what is the connection to Long Island? Why did you decide to move to Long Island?
Well, I've been in Long Island for about 40 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
40 years. And we just wanted to have more space.
Yeah.
My daughter went to school in Long Island, and we met a lot of new friends in Long Island. So I'm a Long Islander now.
Yeah. But you still got the Queens.
Lord,
that never goes
well,
away,
well,
right?
First of all, you never forget your roots.
That's right.
Because that's your foundation.
That's right.
And that's what I draw on. That's where my strength comes from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you, as I mentioned at the top, you are and were an actor.
Yeah.
So you were on NBC's Another World.
Channel 4. Yeah.
And you were the first Black woman to be on a soap opera.
Well, NBC created a Black family. and
they had a whole family.
Yeah. No father.
Wow.
They don't give us fathers.
Okay.
You want me to keep it real? They don't give you fathers.
Wow.
Okay.
Isn't that
So
something?
they had their first Black family. We were the first soap opera to go an hour. Most soap operas were a half hour.
Okay.
So I had an opportunity to audition for that, back and forth, back and forth. We were ecstatic because this was something new. We're breaking history.
Yeah,
creating
absolutely.
history. So we're the first Black family, and I was on Another World for 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, first Black family,
my
Another World.
goodness.
Rosetta Lenoir, who's no longer with us, God bless her, so wonderful actress, and Mickey Grant
Wow.
played my sister.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years
That's
on
like an everyday thing, right? Isn't
Well,
it daily?
depends. It depends. Well, it's an everyday thing for some people.
Okay.
But for me, it wasn't every day. It might have been twice a week.
Okay,
But
okay.
to be on a soap opera, you've got to learn those lines quick.
Yes.
Because they'll send you a script in advance, and then when you get to the studio with the script, it's, oh, by the way, change that. We don't want that. go back in your room and learn that, and then in 10 minutes later you had to know the new lines.
Ooh, I would have a hard time.
Yeah, me too.
It's a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of dialogue in
Well,
soap
it's a lot of
operas.
concentration. You've got to really be persistent and consistent, and it's work.
Wow. So how did that parlay into you being, into creating Vera Moore Cosmetics?
Well, I'll tell you, fast forward, I never had any idea I was going to be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
My background was all theater. I did Broadway. I did 3 Broadway shows. Pearly Victorious for 3 years with Melba Moore, the Tony Award winning. Yeah, I did Melba. And then I traveled to Kathleen Battle, the opera singer, for a year, and premonition at Kennedy Center.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was really good. And
Very
then I
cool.
did Teaspoon Every 4 Hour with Jackie Mason at Comedy. But when I got in Another World, there was such a void in the market for black women and people of color.
Right.
That was the genesis of I need to do something, because I had a white uniform. My character was Linda Metcalf
Okay.
in Another World. And I would pick up the phone, I'd say, "Good afternoon, Dr. Matthews' office, may I help you?"
I love it.
It was all over the phone. The makeup,
Right.
it was all over my white uniform. Because
Really?
it was red, greasy, oily. That's the quality of the makeup that we had
interesting.
because there was only one choice. And when you
Right.
have one choice, there's really no choice.
Exactly.
So they did the best they could with what they had. The soap opera, they did great, but it wasn't sufficient for me.
Yeah.
So that was the genesis. There was really a void in the market for quality product for black women. So that was the genesis of Vera Moore Cosmetic. I decided then.
Wow. At
Yeah.
that point.
At that point, I changed my mind.
So
my
how
direction.
long ago? How long has Vera Moore Cosmetics been around?
Vera Moore Cosmetics has been around about 41 years.
Really? Wow.
Really.
Okay.
Well, there was. Let me clarify. There wasn't hiatus for 15 years. We never stopped. But I took care of my mom and my dad. They were very ill. But we've been around for 41 years.
Wow.
So that's
and
exciting.
And you were one of the first black-owned businesses in Green Acres Mall in Long Island.
Green
So
Acres, yeah.
How did that? What were the challenges?
Hey.
Because Long Island is a unique place, to say the least. But how did that come about, and why Green Acres Mall?
That was so nicely put. Yeah. Well, how was it put? I lived in Laurelton, and I
Okay.
shopped in Green Acres Mall.
Uh-huh.
And I've always, as a child, thought of economic empowerment. That was just part of my DNA.
Okay.
And that also, I backtrack just 1 second. If I forget your question, ask me again. My mother always told me, no matter what, you could do it. I didn't learn you can do it, and yes, I can, and we're more than enough, which we are. Now, I knew I was more than enough when I was a little girl. My mother used to say, "You can do that. If you want to audition for that, if you want to do that, go ahead. If you don't get it, it's okay you don't get it." So I always had that mindset of yes, I can.
Right.
And I didn't even know I was poor. And we were poor. We were on welfare. I didn't know I was poor until I got older, because we never were hungry, thank God, because my mother was a domestic worker. She brought the food home, we ate it. That's what, listen, if y'all out there that domestic workers, you know what I'm talking about. Your mother bring the food home, and you ate it. It was good. I always had clothes to wear because my aunt worked in this factory. And she'd bring the scraps home. But it was fabulous stuff. So I was wearing couture, and when I didn't even know it was,
Wow.
well, I didn't even know it was scraps that they put together they could sell. So I never knew I was poor until I got older, because I remember my mother putting cardboard in my shoe and said, it was a hole in my shoe. And she said, "Don't worry, we're going to buy you some shoes next week." And I would just go with a hole in my shoe, and I never thought about it, so I had a hole in my shoe. So I
Right.
always had that mindset that you could do it and you could break a barrier, and I go to school.
Anyway,
So
right.
this is the little girl with a hole in her shoe that still made it. So when Green Acres was renovating, I heard they were renovating.
Okay.
They were doing a second floor, and I said, "Well, I don't think I'm going to get in. I'm going to try to get in Green Acres Mall." So, well, go try. You can't make
Right.
it, you don't make it. But unfortunately, other people say, "Vera, now come on, girl, listen, keep it real. You know there ain't no black people in Green Acres Mall. Now this is a true story. You want to hear the facts, right?"
Right.
I said, "Yeah, well, so what? We shop there." I always had that mindset. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid. Fear less.
chance.
Take a chance. They say no, you don't get it.
Right.
But if you don't do it, you don't say, "Well, God,
That's right.
I woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda." All right. So it was not easy, to say the least. It was very, very difficult. When I fast forward, when I finally, and let me just, I got to say this. I got to figure out how I'm going to say it. Okay. When I first approached Green Acres Mall, it was one management. And over the course of 2 to 3 years, they changed management. And they were renovating. And when I went back, there was something to the effect of, "Well, Vera, Miss Moore, we're no longer doing that, and we've changed management. Maybe we can visit this opportunity next year." No. Well, I didn't say it that nice.
Right.
So they said, well, there's no more stores. I said, well, I know you're building a second floor because I had requested the first floor. Oh, well, you always request the best.
Right.
I want to
they
be on
were
the first
building
floor.
another level.
Another
Okay,
level. So
got
I
it.
knew there was an opportunity to have other people in the store.
Right.
In the mall. So they took me up to the second floor, and there was nothing but large stores there. Major stores. They knew I wasn't going to be on the second floor.
Right.
So they said, there's really nothing up here. There's just big stores. And I said, well, we have to figure out a way. They said, well, all we have is the bathroom of the larger stores. True story. True
Wow.
story. Yeah. Perseverance, persistence, the audacity to do it. And that's what I had.
Right.
I said, so let me see the bathroom. I most certainly did. They showed me the bathroom. The bathroom
Right.
was huge. Big store, big bathroom. The bathroom, and this is true, 10 by 10.
Okay.
Well, guess what? That was the size of the store that I was going to have on the first floor.
Anyway.
10 by 10.
Right.
Anyway, I said, thank you, God. This was for me. I'll take it.
I bet they didn't expect that.
Well, no, they thought it would have been a deterrent.
Exactly.
Oh, she's not going to take the bathroom. Well, I did. I took that bathroom, and my wonderful husband, the best husband in the world, Billy, we made it into a jewel box. We mirrored every single thing. The walls, it looks gorgeous. So we were on the second floor
Wow.
in a bathroom of a major store, and I'm so grateful. We're up there for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some story.
That is the story. That's a true story.
It really is.
About don't despise the little things. That's what
right.
it says.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you persevered.
I persevere. Nice. And another thing that I want to say to everyone that's looking and listening, you can't listen to your friends all the time because they kept saying, Vera, how are you going to do that?
Right.
You know, there's no black people in that mall. There's only chains. But the idea was, how do you break a barrier? Someone has to be
Someone
the
has to
first.
do it.
How do you
Exactly.
level the playing field? How do you make an opportunity for your daughter, my daughter, your grandchildren if someone doesn't do it?
Absolutely.
What did they say to Harriet Tubman? I mean, she'll kill you if you messed up on her road, her underground road. You want to come here? Listen, I'm not gonna forfeit this whole thing because you changed your mind. So that was my mindset.
Wow.
Break that color barrier.
Break
I
it.
would have gone on the roof to break the color barrier, and then eventually renegotiated. Went downstairs on the first floor. Yeah, well, listen, still, I wanted to be on the first floor.
Right.
But you can't always get what you want at the
At
beginning.
that time. That's right.
So I was down in the first floor, and we're down there for 15 years. So we're in Green Acres Mall for 25
goodness.
years. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. So, you hold the title of first black woman in a lot of different areas.
Yeah.
So we have our first black woman first woman who happens to be a black woman,
Yes.
vice president. What advice would you give her?
I can't give her any advice. I can't give her any advice. She's broke a barrier. She's fantastic. We just pray for her.
Right.
That's all we can do. There's no advice I can give her. I can compliment her. I can tell her how proud we are of her.
Definitely.
And she knows about persistence.
Yeah, absolutely.
She knows about toxic people. I mean, look what she's gone through already. So
Absolutely.
I'm honored. I'm honored to be here,
Yeah.
and she's the first vice president.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's incredible. It's incredible.
But it goes back to what you said about that persistence, and somebody has to be the first to do it. And even in 2021, we're still going through first.
Yeah, I know. I hate
Right?
that first.
Right?
Why are we still the first?
Why are we
It's
still first in
2021. My God,
2021?
it's almost 2022. This
Right.
is July, is it not?
Yes,
So
exactly.
what's it? 5 years? I mean, the first. Okay, yeah, but come on.
Right.
Get a life. We're here. We're not going
We're not
anywhere.
We're staying right here.
Come on, get a life.
Did you expect Vera Moore Cosmetics to take off the way that it did?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yes, of course you did, because you had that persistence. And you had that.
Well, you have to
vision.
have that mindset. You have to have a goal.
Yeah.
You have to have objectives. I mean, I knew it would take time. I knew that if you really want the promise, you have to work for it. You have to have patience. And it takes time. You have to up your network,
Yeah.
and you have to diversify.
Right.
Which is
right,
important.
Right.
I say that all the time. You have to meet, let's put it this way, you have to embrace the unfamiliar.
You have
grow.
to be a little bit uncomfortable,
Well,
right?
you have to be, when it's unfamiliar, it is uncomfortable.
Right,
And you don't
absolutely.
want to be the smartest one in the room, you're in the wrong room. And I've been in rooms that I didn't even know what was going on. I'm like, God, what are you talking about? But I was here. And you
were in the
learn.
room.
I was in the room and I was a sponge. I've always been a sponge. And don't talk so much, just listen. And you'll learn something.
Vera is dropping some gems.
Well, I try to drop a little gems, a little something, a little something.
A little something, something. So, your daughter is an integral part of your business. I absolutely love that. We have a family,
Oh, yeah,
business.
just
our
like your
family always-
daughter and your
that's right.
son.
We work together.
Beautiful, yes.
So how is it working with Consuela?
Well, she's my boss, so that tells you. No, she's good. She's good. No, Consuela's great. Sometimes look, working with your kids is not always easy
No.
because they always want to tell you what to do. But she's got so much talent that's still untapped, and sometimes she listens, sometimes she doesn't,
Right.
and sometimes I have to listen because she's giving me some great ideas.
That's
and
right.
Initially, I said, "Oh no, maybe." Then I come around eventually. I'm blessed to have my daughter with me. I really am. I'm
So
blessed.
tell us a little bit about Relax Restore
Relax and restore.
at the Carriage House.
Well, during the pandemic, we had to pivot. We were in Dwayne Reed stores. Everybody knows Dwayne Reed
Right.
in New York. We had about 30 stores in New York, and then Walgreens acquired Dwayne Reed, and we went national.
Oh, okay.
So we were in about maybe 50, 55 stores. I don't know. But Walgreens closed 200 stores.
Did they?
Yeah, they
Wow.
did. Yeah, they did.
Wow.
They did close those stores. They closed, and they closed 55 of mine, so all my stores closed.
Oh,
See,
my
we
goodness.
had a location within the Dwayne Reed stores,
Right.
Walgreens, called the Look Boutique.
Got
So
it.
we never were in mass market. This was an initiative. They wanted to have a section within their store that was like a Sephora, very
Right,
upscale.
I
So
see.
you'd go into Walgreens and then you'd go say, "Oh my God, look, what is that over there? That looks like a department store." But it was a Look Boutique. There were about 30 brands in that store.
Okay.
But they closed that section.
Okay.
All right, so we closed. So we said, "God, what are we going to do?" And we were all over the United States. We
Right.
were in Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Las Vegas, Chicago, Miami, all over. Closed stores. So, you have to pivot. And we pivoted, and we opened up a very small, exclusive little spa. Very,
It's
very
beautiful.
small.
I saw some
Yeah.
footage online.
Yeah,
It's
just a
beautiful.
small spa. And Consuela, who's a graduate of Howard University School of Business.
okay.
And then when she came back, she went to Christine Valmet, which is a very prestigious school for skin, and graduated from Christine Valmet. She's an esthetician for about, let me get it right because she's going to correct me, maybe at least 10 years.
Okay.
Maybe even 15, at least 10 years. So that's her love. She loves skin. So that's
awesome.
what we're focusing on. So we've been very blessed.
Yes.
And I think it's nice.
Awesome.
You'll have to come.
Oh yeah, I
Please
have
come.
to. I have to. This is my month of self-care.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
yes.
Good.
So I
All
will
right,
be
so
making an
please,
appointment.
yes, please come.
And where is it located?
It's in Woodbury.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in Woodbury.
Okay, great, great. So what's up next? What can people expect? Like, what do you have going on right now besides the Relax and Restore at the Carriage House? What else is going on?
Well, Relax and Restore at the Carriage House is more than enough.
Okay.
However, because that's a new initiative.
Right.
However, I am working on some things. I will let you know.
All right.
Because they're right on my table waiting for me.
So in other words, we have to stay tuned.
Absolutely. Absolutely, without a doubt.
So how can people reach out to you and be in touch with you and know what's going on with Vera Moore?
Okay, you can contact me at www.veramorecosmetics.com or Instagram at VeraMoreCos. I'll even give you my phone number, so call me. 516-367-6538, VeraMoreCosmetics.com.
Awesome.
you.
And they can order products right
Oh,
on there, too.
absolutely,
Yes.
VeraMoreCosmetics.com.
I have some collage powder on
See?
and some lipstick.
There you go.
And Vera's all done up.
Yeah, well, my daughter. Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for being a guest.
Is it over?
It is over.
See what happens when you're having fun.
I know, it goes by
quickly.
so fast.
Well,
Thank you so much for being a guest on Kicking It with Long Island's Finest.
well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.